Bonjour.
Здравейте. Hello.
Hi.
It's us.
Yeah.
And we're outside.
Yeah.
The weather is wonderful here in France. In Bulgaria it's snowing.
Feels
So,
nice. Yeah.
we decided to talk to you about a trip we took to the library. It was a nice thing to do given that there isn't much more we can do right now.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a French-Japanese practice video.
As you do.
We took this book. It's called Contes Japonais by Tomonori Taniguchi. And it has some traditional Japanese stories. The language is not super simple, by the way, but they're really not long. So we are going to present to you a part of a story. Alex is going to read the French,
Certainly.
note a couple of vocabulary or grammar points, and I'll try to do likewise for the Japanese.
All right.
Okay, here we go. So the way the story starts is an old man goes to the mountain with his bag of rice balls. He drops one by mistake, he drops the whole bag by mistake, and then he himself falls into a hole where he finds a group of mice that are singing. And in order to thank him for the delicious rice, they offer him a choice between two boxes, a small one and a big one. He chooses the small one, and he goes home to his wife. They open the box and they see a lot of gold, silver, pearls in the box. And then there is the envious neighbor that sees all that, and he tries to do likewise. It is a pretty recurrent story. We have something like this. I don't know if you guys do.
We don't personally, but I'm pretty sure I've had a similar tale in like Irish folklore, if I'm not mistaken, with either dwarves or fairies or like little people. Like,
What we have is something called the gold water. Basically, there is a young woman that waits in front of a river for the water to turn gold, and when the water turns gold, she receives, I think, some gifts from an old lady. Then there is the nasty sister-in-law that tries to do the same, but she doesn't wait till the gold water comes. There is the black water, and instead she is like covered with reptiles and something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
let us start.
All right. So, la chanson était interprétée par de nombreuses petites souris. Ces dernières prononcèrent ensuite à l'unisson les paroles suivantes. Merci beaucoup, monsieur, pour ces délicieuses boules de riz. Permettez-nous de vous convier à un festin, pour vous remercier de votre gentillesse. Les souris s'affairaient, pillant le riz dans des gâteaux et préparant un somptueux festin. Ils offraient un succulent repas au vieil homme qui en profita jusqu'à satiété. Il était sur le point de partir lorsque les petites souris lui dirent « Nous souhaiterions, monsieur, vous offrir un présent. Laquelle de ces boîtes préférez-vous, la grande ou la petite ?» Le vieil homme répondit « Étant très âgé, je ne pourrai porter que la petite boîte. C'est donc elle que je choisirai si vous me le permettez. »
I love the way it is, si vous le permettez. It really conveys the Japanese rules of modesty.
In my humble opinion, we have, of course, it's not as developed as Japanese. From what you've told me, you've got like several ranks in terms of politeness, but we do have this notion to the point that it's actually quite interesting to see a lot of French humor can be based on playing with those notions. And I've noticed, like, be it Stefan or Son or you, like sometimes you're struggling to get the irony sometimes when you talk to someone in like the wrong level.
Alright.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, so can you enlighten us about a couple of words? For example, I saw like succulent for a meal.
Yeah, succulent. You have a couple of complex words. Yeah, succulent would be like extremely tasty. It's not something that you say every day. You would have as well, prononcer à l'unisson. So in like all together as a group,
Yes.
like in
Satiété.
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 Satiété. Yeah, that's another tricky thing. It's written satiété, but it's pronounced satiété. It's one of those lovely exceptions that we.
Okay.
that
It's like
know
until
for.
they're full, until they're, like insatiable.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same root.
And you have, you pointed this out. C'est donc elle que je choisirai si vous me le permettez. So, if you allow it, I will take this one. So you have that would be a conditionate, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a like specific tense in French where basically you say let's say if the weather allows, I will go out. Si le temps le permet, j'irai me balader. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Shall we turn to the Japanese?
We shall.
We shall. 歌っていたのはたくさんのネズミたちでした。ネズミたちは声を揃えて言いました。I love the way you can get a long adjective or something that has the meaning of an adjective in Japanese. So we have 歌っていた that were singing. It is the the continuous of to be singing. 歌っている、歌っていた that were singing. No, to make it a noun. は like the ones that were singing. たくさんのネズミ many mice でした like came out. Or just there were. Sorry.
Yeah.
おじいさん、おいしいおむすびをありがとうございました。お礼にごちそういたしましょう。ネズミたちはお餅をついたり、ごちそうを用意したり、忙しく働きました。そしておじいさんにたくさんのごちそうを出してくれました。おじいさんはお腹いっぱい。おじいさんが帰るとき、ネズミたちが言いました。I guess you feel when you thank someone, you say what you're thanking them for, then you have the particle. Or, おいしい, tasty, おむすび, rice bowl. Or, like for this is the object.
Yeah.
ありがとうございました, right? Because it's in the past. We didn't say the title of the book, of the story, sorry. We did say the title of the book. We didn't say the title of the story. It's called La boule de riz qui roule in French. And in Japanese, Omusubi kororin. And omusubi is the rice bowl. And rorin, I wonder if it's like from the English rolling. I might be saying something silly, but it feels like it could come from there, especially it appears in katakana in some places.
I see.
Okay, what else? We have a humble version, a humble verb here. Itashimashou. Let's do, but we don't have shimashou. We have itashimashou, meaning that the mice are humble in front of the old man. There is a repetition of things that they are doing with tari, something something tari, something something tari. There are a few ways to link several verbs, let's say. It doesn't have to be verbs. And then we have izugashiku. Izugashi is busy. Izugashiku in a busy way, like in a lively way. Hatarakimashita, they were working. Hataraku is to work. At the end we have kaeru toki, like the time when kaeru is go back home. Kaeru toki, when they go back home. And then the mice said, Oji-san, omiyage o dousouzo. Okiki ura to saisa na 小さなつづらどちらか一つを持ちください。おじいさんは、そうだな。わしは年を凝っていて、小さいのしか持てないから、小さいのをいただくことかな。So yes, we have oki, chisai words maybe you recognize, big and small. So there is a big one and a small one. Which one would you choose? Like choose one. Dochiraka, one of them. Dochira is what we use to point one out of a choice. It is the question form. We can have also kochira, like this one.
Yeah.
And hitotsu. Kochira ka hitotsu, whichever one of them. Hitotsu. Tsu is pretty neutral counting particle. Omochi. Mochi normally is to carry. But omochi makes it respectful when you add the o particle. Kudasai, of course. And then he says he's so old he can only carry the small one. And I'll just note the way the negation is made. Chisai no shika mote nai kara. Because I can only shika not carry nai mote nai. I cannot carry the small one literally. So double negation. When it's a bit like the French, ne que, like when it's something, just one thing, you can say like, you can make it negative with the meaning I can only do this one thing.
Je ne peux porter qu'une.
Okay, next page.
Alright. Il rentra chez lui et ouvrit la petite boîte. Elle était remplie de pièces d'or. Son voisin, un vieil homme avide, eut bientôt vent de l'anecdote. Il décida donc de se rendre à son tour dans la montagne. Il y trouva le trou, y fit rouler une boule de riz et entendit « boule de riz qui roule. Jusqu'ici tout va bien. Je vais à présent m'introduire dans le trou. »
Okay. What should we say? Faire rouler. The ones with faire are pretty specific. It's a passive.
To make do.
To make, yeah.
Not it's like to...
It can have something done by someone. Je me suis fait faire les cheveux aujourd'hui.
Okay, yeah, that
I got
works.
my hair done today, I really did.
Yeah.
Okay, and we didn't note this especially because it's natural, but we have quite a lot of the passés simples. Il rentra, ouvrir.
Yeah,
These tend to sound weird sometimes when you hear them.
Well, because it's the literary... how should I put it? It's really the only time you'll see it in... it's basically in books and stories. It's very much sort of... literary tense, like you will not find it it would sound extremely
that's
strange
why it sounds
to say
strange to hear it. Yes, seeing it looks completely natural.
Yeah.
Okay. Ie kokaete chisana tsuzura o akete miru to koban ga ippai haite imashita. Sore o kita tonari no yokubari ji-san jibun moto yama e ikimashita. So we have ie in the house, and they don't even say something like ie ni wa, for example, when they enter the house. It's okay to abbreviate just ie, and then they go on about what happened. So they try to open the box. Akete miru to, like to is with, so while they were trying to open the box, to give the subtlety of to try to do something, there isn't a verb to try as such. There is something see. So instead of akeru, akete miru, to see to opening, literally. And then we have a lot of things came out. So the things that came out in French is translated as gold, silver, right? And in Japanese, koban, which would be something like small oval objects.
Yeah.
It can also be like pearls or treasure.
Well, the way it's drawn is the traditional way they would represent like coins,
gold
the
coins.
gold coins, like flat. Flat. How do you call that? Oh, it's not an oval, is it?
Well, they're round, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be?
No, they're not. That's the key thing.
They're not.
Like,
They're like these things when in these machines sometimes when you smash.
Yeah.
When you get
yeah.
souvenir. Omiyage souvenir, it was in the text, by the way, that they will give him a souvenir. So it's not just a souvenir, it can also be like a present.
I see.
Ana o mitsukete omusubi o nageiremashita. Suruto, yahari omusubi korurin Sutton ton to kikuete kimashita. So, when he dropped the rice bowl, we just have him doing it, and then suruto, like with him doing that. He heard the rolling rice bowl thing, and the way he said that he started hearing it is very, very nice phrase. Kikoete kimashita. So, kikoeru, this is the potential form. It started to be possible to hear, and kimashita, it's literally kiru is to come. So, it came to be heard. It came to be able to be heard. Okay, and the next page, please.
Right. Il mit donc son projet à exécution et les souris s'écrièrent « Merci monsieur pour cette délicieuse boule de riz. Nous aimerions vous offrir un présent en échange de votre gentillesse. » Souhaitant obtenir les deux boîtes, la grande et la petite, le vieil homme décida d'effrayer les souris en miaulant comme un chat. Miaou. Enfin, miaou, miaou. More specifically.
So, what is the verb you use for what cats do?
Miaulement. Miauler.
Miauler.
Yeah. Which is, yeah.
Okay. Also, yeah.
Mettre son projet à exécution is a pretty specific sentence. Means like, well, yeah, basically to execute his plan, he will say mettre son projet à exécution. Always, it's really known. It's a common, one of those common phrases. So yeah.
Okay. So here in the Japanese, it starts from when he enters the hall. Shime shime, sassato ana ni haite miyo. Shime shime is an onomatopoeia. What does it make you think of? Can you try to guess what kind of activity this would be?
I suppose that would be going down the...
It's squeeze. Apparently squeezing down.
I knew there is a common like horror stories which is teke teke, if I'm not mistaken, of a
there's so many of these.
Yeah, and so teke teke is like a poor woman who had legs cut off, and that's the noise that she makes when she's crawling down the streets, if I'm not mistaken. So
okay.
Yeah, Japanese is kind of fun.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Yokubari ji-san wa jibun kara ana ni koru ga ryochimashita. Nezumi tachi wa oji-san oishii omusubi o arigatou gozaimashita. They're thanking him again, almost parallel to what happened before. お礼につづらを差し上げましょうと言いました。欲張りじさんは大きいつづらと小さいつづらと両方種に入れたかったので、ネズミたちを追い払おうと猫を鳴き真似をしました。Meow. So, what does the cat do in Japanese?
Niam.
Meow with an N. So we have the mice being humble, using a humble form. Sashiageru instead of ageru. Ageru is to give. Sashiageru is to humbly give to someone. And we have, as he wanted both of them, the small one and the big one, irete katta, since he wanted to take them, to choose them. No de, because of that. He scared the mice. And we have neko no nakimane. Naku is to cry, but it's also to make a sound like an animal cry, but the kanji is different. So neko no naki would be the cry, like the cry of a cat, like the mewing. Mane is like the imitation of that. O shimashita, he did that.
Yeah.
Meow. And we'll leave it like that in suspense, right? We're not going to say what happens in the end.
All right.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening, and
Bye.
we'll try to make more of these.
So, yeah, the usual YouTube stuff. Like, share, comment,
Subscribe.
subscribe.
Thank you. Bye bye.
See ya.